This diagram illustrates the core concept of the Gender Development Index, or GDI. It is a direct mathematical ratio comparing a nation's female human development index against its male human development index. If the calculation outputs a final score of exactly 1.0, it means the country has achieved perfect developmental equality between genders. Look at this data table displaying our case study for this calculation, Bangladesh in 2022. To calculate their GDI, we need to collect raw demographic variables for life expectancy, schooling years, the wage ratio, and gross national income per capita, mapped here alongside the UN's standard minimum and maximum goalposts. While the final ratio is a simple division problem, the process requires us to first establish three separate dimension indices: income, health, and education. We begin with the income dimension. Before we can normalize these values into a final score, we have to calculate exactly how much of the nation's total gross national income is earned by women versus men. Pointing back to our dataset, we isolate three specific variables for this step: the wage ratio, the economically active population shares, and the overall population shares. We plug those numbers into the female wage share formula. By multiplying the wage ratio by the female active population and dividing it by the sum of both genders' active shares, we arrive at a female wage share of 0.285. Finding the male wage share is a straightforward subtraction step. We subtract the female share from 1, giving us a male wage share of 0.715. Now we apply these shares to the overall GNI. By multiplying the total GNI by the respective wage share and dividing by the population share, we get distinct estimated earned incomes: $3,681 for women and $9,385 for men. Determining these income shares completes the most data-intensive part of the GDI calculation. With the split defined, we can move on to the scoring phase. To normalize raw data onto a 0 to 1 scale, we use a standard formula: the actual value minus the minimum goalpost divided by the maximum minus the minimum. This chart highlights a critical shift specific to the health index. Because women have a biological life expectancy advantage, their goalposts are shifted by 5 years. The female scale runs from 22.5 to 87.5, while the male scale runs from 17.5 to 82.5. We apply the Bangladesh life expectancy data into these asymmetrical formulas, yielding a female health index of 0.823 and a male health index of 0.831. Failing to adjust the goalposts for this biological advantage is the most common error that invalidates GDI calculations. Next is the education index. This equation shows an arithmetic mean of two subcalculations: expected years of schooling and mean years of schooling. Averaging these out yields 0.570 for females and 0.587 for males. Now we return to the estimated earned incomes we calculated earlier. This formula uses the natural logarithm. We apply logarithms here to account for the diminishing returns on human development as wealth increases. Running the female estimated income of $3,681 through the natural log formula gives us a final female income index of 0.545. Pause the video here. Using this established formula, calculate the male income index using the male estimated income of $9,385. Plugging the male income into the exact same logarithmic formula gives us 0.686. All three foundational pillars, income, health, and education, are now normalized and ready for final aggregation. To calculate the overall human development index, we shift from the arithmetic mean used earlier to a geometric mean. This formula shows us multiplying the health, education, and income indices together and taking the cube root. Running the math gives us the independent HDI scores: 0.6347 for women and 0.6943 for men. The final step is the division we established at the start. We divide the female HDI by the male HDI, giving us a final index of 0.914. Returning to our balance scale, we can interpret this result. Because the Bangladesh 2022 score of 0.914 is less than 1, the scale tips. It empirically proves that women are lagging behind men in aggregate human development achievements. This completes the process. We have moved from raw demographic surveys through a strictly ordered sequence to produce a single standardized metric of gender equality.